The Starburst house. It's captured the imagination of people around the world and has become a familiar sight on social media. It's been shared on Pinterest. It was the most popular story on Dezeen in 2017, and it even has its own Instagram page. Even though it hasn't been built yet, it was listed for a whopping $3.5 million this week. It's described as a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house totaling 2,112 square feet. It will sit on 22 acres of land at the entrance to Joshua Tree National Park in California. The house was designed by a London-based architecture firm, Whitaker Studio, over 3 years ago for Chris and Roberta Hanley, who are movie producers in Hollywood. It's supposed to be built next year in 2021. When completed, the interior flooring will be made of polished concrete, the walls will be stark white, and the spaces will be minimally furnished. The sliced containers sticking out at various angles are view portals that frame views of the desert and the sky. Alright, we don't take things at face value on this channel, so let's look past the pretty renderings and analyze the building. First, let's look at the design. Successful architecture and design manages to find a balance between the practical and the theoretical, the scientific and the artistic, the pragmatic and the whimsical. This house is too impractical. It doesn't achieve that healthy balance. It's going to be a harsh, awkward living space if the eventual design is anything like the renderings. Now, I realize that design is highly subjective. What's appealing to one person can be repulsive to another. For example, there are people who adore realistic paintings and despise abstract art, and vice versa. But we aren't talking about stationary art here. This is a building that has to meet the needs of the inhabitant. It's not just a sculpture in the desert. That brings us to the second point, the programmatic layout of the interior spaces. These renderings of the bedroom show a large bed stretched out to the entire width of the container. The only way to access the bed is to climb over the headboard. This 8-foot container loses approximately 6 inches on each side for insulation, wiring, drywall, etc. You're left with 6.5 feet to 7 feet of space. It's again impractical. Same with this dining area. For $3.5 million, you'd want a space more inviting and experiential, more than this awkward and uncomfortable plywood table and seats. If we visit the architect's website, we can discover why the programmatic layout went so wrong. In 2015, the architect designed this conceptual office building in Germany. Each container held desks, and the central space was a meeting area. This shipping container design makes a little more sense, but it wasn't built, so the design was simply picked up, painted white, and dropped in Joshua Tree as a house. The needs of an office space are very different to a home. The design wasn't changed when the program changed, so you're left with these awkward spaces like the bedroom and the dining area. The owners who commissioned this building, Chris and Roberta Hanley, built the famous Invisible House in an adjacent 90-acre plot of land. This long, slender steel frame house is clad in mirrored, tempered glass. There's a 100-foot or 30-meter long indoor swimming pool, which is the main focal point. The living room and the dining area are arranged around the pool. The continuous glass provides a 360-degree view of the park. Reflecting nature in the mirrored facade is an acknowledgement that nature came first. It takes precedence over the man-made. The building tries to disappear in the landscape. It's more respectful of the surrounding desert. You can stay in it for $2,222 a night, or you can rent it for $1,000 an hour for photo shoots. Cooling that building in 120-degree summers would be extremely difficult, but in terms of layout and design intention, it wins over the Starburst house. Next, the structure of the building. Like I've said in previous videos, the only structural parts of a shipping container are the frame and the end supports. The walls are not structural. The entire container performs as a system. The moment you cut a hole in the walls or slice an entire end off, the container loses structural integrity and is going to twist. It has to be reinforced and rebuilt to make it structural again. Moreover, it can't be cantilevered. You can see concrete columns holding up these containers in the renderings. It's pretty obvious that the container aesthetic is the only thing that matters in this design, because the containers are not being used in the correct manner. In that case, one might as well have built a structural steel frame and clad it in corrugated metal siding to mimic containers. You're going to save time, money, and materials. You're also going to end up with a design that's not as heavy, so you're going to save on foundation costs. If you see any posts claiming that this building is environmentally friendly because it repurposes old containers, you know better than to believe that. Related to this is the wastefulness of architecture. Frank Gehry and Zaha Hadid are two of the biggest culprits in this regard. Their fanciful designs are powerful and compelling, but extremely wasteful. But there was an intention behind their wastefulness. They pushed the limits of digital design, explored parametric architecture, and set an example for designers around the world. They essentially ushered in a new era of architecture. This Starburst house is wasteful without a purpose. It requires an excessive amount of steel, but it isn't pushing the envelope of design. It isn't as inspirational. The design also completely ignores utilities. Water, electricity, septic tanks, etc. They aren't sexy topics, but they are essential. One rendering shows a small array of solar panels that doubles as shade for a car. That's it. Benjamin Uyeda's Modern Home project shows the realities of building a shipping container home in Joshua Tree National Park. There's a relationship between the above-ground septic system he designed and the home itself. It's a well-thought-out home as opposed to these Starburst renderings. The $3.5 million price tag makes me wonder if the owners were just sitting on this plot of land, waiting for it to appreciate over 3 years before selling it off. They're using the renderings as a selling point. I'm not sure if they were waiting for funding before constructing this expensive steel sculpture. I'm not trying to condemn the architect or the owners, and I don't have a personal vendetta against shipping container homes. They don't affect me in any way. I just think a healthy discussion of the practicality of this house is important. Instagram and social media in general runs on pretty pictures and renderings, not on substance, but we should fight that mentality. We have to be better than that. When making this video, I kept thinking about Nikola Corporation. They reached a $13 billion valuation in August of this year, based on renderings, hypothetical designs, and a whole lot of hype, not on actual products. As most of you know, they're now under investigation over securities fraud allegations. Blind adoration without critique is dangerous. We have to look past the pretty pictures, dive into the details, analyze them, and then form our opinions, whether they are for or against a topic. Hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think about this design in the comments below, and if it reminds you of any other projects that seemed appealing at first glance, but didn't live up to the hype. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See ya.